Hello and welcome. I'm your host for this journey into the fascinating world of abnormal psychology. We'll unravel the complexities of the human mind and explore various manifestations of abnormal psychology. Think of this as a guided tour through the labyrinth of the mind. Let's begin, shall we? Why study abnormal psychology? Normal is a slippery concept. What's normal in one culture may be abnormal in another. The study of abnormal psychology helps us understand the full spectrum of human behavior. This knowledge helps develop effective therapies, reduce stigma, and promote mental well-being. Understanding abnormal psychology empowers us to have informed conversations about mental health. Before we dive into abnormal psychology, let's equip ourselves with essential vocabulary. Abnormality. Defining abnormal behavior is nuanced. Mental disorders, patterns of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors causing significant distress or impairment. Psychopathology, the study of mental disorders, their causes and treatments. With these key terms, we're ready to delve deeper into abnormal psychology. Defining abnormality is like capturing smoke. What seems odd in one context can be ordinary in another. We rely on criteria like statistical deviations, social expectations, personal suffering, and cultural influences. These approaches overlap, contributing to a holistic understanding of abnormal behavior. Let's explore with open minds, embracing the complexity of the human experience. Statistical rarity. When being outlier becomes a disorder, behaviors far from the average might be considered abnormal. However, being statistically unusual doesn't always mean having a mental disorder. Context matters. What's rare in one population might be common in another. The statistical approach needs to be considered alongside other factors. Social norms, a shifting landscape of acceptability. Social norms dictate acceptable behavior within a cultural context. These norms are fluid, changing over time and across cultures. Relying solely on social norms risks pathologizing behaviors that challenge the status quo. It's essential to approach societal expectations with a critical eye. Personal distress and maladaptive behavior, the internal struggle. Personal distress refers to emotional suffering that interferes with daily functioning. Maladaptive behavior hinders an individual's ability to adapt to life's demands. These criteria offer insights into an individual's internal experience and behavior's impact. They must be considered with other factors for a complete picture of abnormality. Culture's powerful lens, shaping perceptions of abnormality. Culture shapes our values, beliefs, and perceptions of normality. The cultural relativism approach acknowledges no universal standards for judging behavior. Mental health professionals must approach each individual with cultural sensitivity. Embracing cultural relativism leads to a more inclusive understanding of mental health. Echoes of the past, understanding abnormality through the ages. From ancient rituals to modern medicine, the understanding of mental illness has evolved. Historical perspectives offer crucial context for our current views on mental health. They remind us of the importance of empathy, scientific rigor, and ethical treatment. Let's explore the ancient world where physical and supernatural explanations often blurred. Ancient explanations when spirits and imbalances ruled. Ancient civilizations often attributed abnormal behavior to supernatural forces. Rituals and holistic views aim to address mental imbalances. These explanations highlight the human need to find meaning in suffering. The interplay between supernatural and biological explanations influenced perspectives for centuries. The medieval period morality, madness, and the birth of asylums. The Catholic Church's influence led to demonic possession explanations for abnormal behavior. Physicians like Avicenna suggested psychological distress could stem from environmental factors. Despite progressive views, treatment was often harsh and inhumane. The medieval period marks the beginning of a shift towards humane and scientific approaches. The dawn of modern thought, from demons to diagnoses. The Renaissance and Enlightenment emphasized observation and reason. Moral treatment advocated for dignity and respect for the mentally ill. The medical model viewed mental illness through a biological lens, diagnostic systems aim to bring clarity to the classification of mental disorders. The biopsychosocial model, a holistic approach to understanding the mind. Mental health is shaped by biology, psychology, and social factors. Imagine a three-legged stool: genetics, thoughts, and social influences. This model emphasizes the interplay of these elements. It guides us towards a more compassionate understanding of mental health. Having journeyed through the history of how we've understood abnormality, we now turn our attention to the diverse landscape of mental disorders themselves. Imagine this section as a map, guiding us through the major categories of these disorders, each representing a unique constellation of symptoms, experiences, and challenges. Keep in mind that this is just a brief overview, a glimpse into the complexities of each disorder category. We'll be focusing on the most common and well-known disorders, but it's important to remember that mental illness exists on a spectrum with countless variations and nuances. Just as no two individuals are exactly alike, no two experiences of mental illness are identical. We'll explore the defining features of each category, highlighting the emotional, cognitive, and behavioral patterns that characterize these disorders. Our goal is to foster greater understanding, empathy, and compassion for those who navigate the challenges of mental illness every day. Remember, behind every diagnosis is a human being, a unique individual with their own story, strengths, and struggles. So, let's approach this exploration with sensitivity, recognizing the profound impact these disorders have on individuals, families, and communities worldwide. Anxiety, a natural human emotion, serves as a protective mechanism, alerting us to potential threats and prompting us to take action. However, when anxiety becomes excessive, persistent, and out of proportion to the actual danger, it can cast a long shadow over our lives, leading to a range of debilitating disorders. Imagine feeling like you're constantly on high alert, your heart racing, your mind flooded with worries, even when there's no apparent reason for alarm. This is the reality for millions of people struggling with anxiety disorders, the most common category of mental illness. From generalized anxiety disorder, characterized by chronic and excessive worry, to panic disorder, marked by sudden and intense episodes of terror, anxiety disorders manifest in diverse ways. Social anxiety disorder involves an intense fear of social situations, while specific phobias center around irrational fears of particular objects or situations, such as spiders, heights, or enclosed spaces. These disorders can significantly impair daily functioning, making it challenging to maintain relationships, excel at work, or even engage in everyday activities. The good news is that effective treatments such as cognitive behavioral therapy and medication are available to help individuals manage their anxiety and reclaim their lives. Mood disorders, as their name suggests, involve significant disturbances in mood, ranging from debilitating lows to manic highs. Imagine a pendulum swinging erratically between extremes, never settling in a place of emotional balance. These disorders can disrupt sleep, appetite, energy levels, concentration, and overall quality of life. Perhaps the most well-known mood disorder is major depressive disorder, characterized by persistent feelings of sadness, hopelessness, and loss of interest in activities once enjoyed. Individuals with depression may experience fatigue, changes in sleep and appetite, difficulty concentrating, and even thoughts of death or suicide. Bipolar disorder, on the other hand, involves dramatic shifts between periods of depression and mania, characterized by elevated mood, increased energy, racing thoughts, impulsive behavior, and inflated self-esteem. These mood swings can be unpredictable and disruptive, leading to strained relationships, financial instability, and other life challenges. While mood disorders can be incredibly challenging, it's important to remember that they are treatable. A combination of medication, therapy, and lifestyle changes can help individuals regulate their moods, manage their symptoms, and build a more stable and fulfilling life. Section 4. Personality disorders. Enduring patterns of inner turmoil. Personality disorders are characterized by inflexible and unhealthy personality traits that significantly impair an individual's relationships, sense of self, and ability to function in everyday life. Imagine a house built on unsteady foundations, vulnerable to even slight tremors in the ground. Individuals with personality disorders often have rigid and maladaptive ways of thinking, feeling, and behaving, leading to chronic patterns of interpersonal conflict, emotional distress, and difficulty regulating their emotions. Borderline personality disorder, for instance, is marked by instability in relationships, identity, and emotions, often accompanied by impulsivity, self-harming behaviors, and intense fear of abandonment. Narcissistic personality disorder involves a grandiose sense of self-importance, a need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. Antisocial personality disorder is characterized by a disregard for social norms, deceitfulness, impulsivity, irritability, and a lack of remorse for harming others. Treating personality disorders can be complex and challenging, often requiring long-term therapy to address deeply ingrained patterns of thought and behavior. However, with patient support and appropriate treatment, individuals with personality disorders can learn to manage their symptoms and build healthier, more fulfilling lives. Section 5. Psychotic disorders, a break from reality. Psychotic disorders disrupt perception, thoughts, emotions, and behavior, leading to a disconnect from reality. Imagine a radio tuned to the wrong frequency, picking up static and fragmented sounds. During a psychotic episode, individuals may experience hallucinations and delusions. Schizophrenia is characterized by hallucinations, delusions, and social withdrawal. Treatment with medication, therapy, and support can manage symptoms and improve quality of life. Section 6. Eating disorders, a complicated relationship with food and self. Eating disorders involve a persistent disturbance in eating behaviors and a distorted body image, often accompanied by an intense fear of gaining weight. Imagine a scale that dictates an individual's worth, casting a long shadow over their thoughts, feelings, and actions. These disorders can have serious physical and psychological consequences, impacting not only an individual's relationship with food, but also their overall well-being. Anorexia nervosa is characterized by a relentless pursuit of thinness, often through severe calorie restriction, excessive exercise, and a distorted perception of body size. Individuals with anorexia may experience significant weight loss, nutritional deficiencies, and medical complications as a result of their restrictive eating habits. Bulimia nervosa involves recurrent episodes of binge eating, followed by purging behaviors such as self-induced vomiting, laxative abuse, or excessive exercise. These cycles of binging and purging can lead to feelings of shame, guilt, and secrecy, perpetuating the disorder. Treating eating disorders requires a multidisciplinary approach, often involving a combination of medical monitoring, nutritional counseling, therapy, and support groups. Early intervention and addressing the underlying psychological issues are crucial for recovery. Section 7. A multitude of manifestations beyond the common categories. As we conclude our exploration of major psychological disorders, it's essential to remember that this is just a glimpse into the vast and complex world of mental health. Countless other disorders, each with its unique set of symptoms and challenges, exist beyond the categories we've discussed. Trauma-related disorders, such as post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD, can develop after experiencing or witnessing a traumatic event, leading to flashbacks, nightmares, avoidance behaviors, and emotional numbing. Obsessive-compulsive disorder, or OCD, involves intrusive, unwanted thoughts, obsessions, and repetitive behaviors, compulsions, aimed at reducing anxiety. Somatic symptom disorders involve physical symptoms that cannot be fully explained by medical conditions, often accompanied by excessive worry and anxiety about health. The landscape of mental health is vast and varied, and our understanding of these disorders continues to evolve. It's crucial to approach each individual's experience with empathy, compassion, and a willingness to learn. By fostering greater awareness, reducing stigma, and promoting access to quality mental health care, we can create a world where individuals struggling with mental illness feel supported, understood, and empowered to seek the help they deserve. Section 1. Unraveling the threads, understanding the roots of abnormality. Imagine a tapestry woven from countless threads, each representing a factor that contributes to an individual's mental health. This tapestry, intricate and unique for each person, reflects the complex interplay of biological, psychological, and sociocultural influences that shape our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Understanding abnormal behavior is not about pinpointing a single cause, but rather unraveling the intricate web of factors that contribute to an individual's distress. It's about recognizing that mental illness is rarely, if ever, the result of a single gene, a single traumatic experience, or a single societal pressure. Instead, it's the culmination of a complex interplay of vulnerabilities and stresses that unfold over time. This section delves into the three major perspectives that help us understand the roots of abnormal behavior: biological, psychological, and sociocultural. Each perspective offers a unique lens through which we can examine the intricate workings of the mind and the factors that can lead to distress. Remember, these perspectives are not mutually exclusive, but rather interconnected and overlapping. By integrating these perspectives, we gain a more comprehensive and nuanced understanding of the multifaceted nature of mental health. The chemistry and architecture of the mind. Our brains are marvels of biological complexity. Imbalances in brain chemistry, genetics, and structure can contribute to mental illness. Imagine a symphony orchestra with each instrument representing a neurotransmitter. When neurotransmitters are out of balance, the symphony becomes discordant. Imbalances in serotonin are linked to depression and anxiety. Dopamine plays a role in disorders like schizophrenia and addiction. Genes also play a significant role in mental health. Family history can increase vulnerability to mental disorders. Abnormalities in brain structure can contribute to mental illness. Section 3: Psychological factors. The enduring impact of thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Our lived experiences, thoughts, feelings, and learned behaviors play a profound role in mental health. Trauma, stress, and early relationships shape our vulnerabilities and coping mechanisms. Imagine a garden where our thoughts and feelings represent the seeds we plant. Supportive environments help these seeds blossom into resilience and well-being. Challenging experiences can sow seeds of negative thought patterns and emotional distress. Early experiences shape our attachment styles, emotional regulation, and sense of self. Section 4: Sociocultural factors. The influence of our social fabric. We are social creatures woven into the fabric of our families, communities, and cultures. Our social environment profoundly influences our mental health. Imagine a spider web with each strand representing a different social factor. Factors like poverty, discrimination, and social isolation contribute to mental health challenges. Poverty is linked to higher rates of mental illness due to increased stress and limited resources. Discrimination creates a hostile environment, leading to isolation and low self-esteem. Social isolation increases the risk of depression and anxiety. Cultural factors shape our perceptions of mental illness and willingness to seek help. Exploring the diverse landscape of treatments. Just as there are many paths through a forest, there are many approaches to mental health. The field offers a rich tapestry of options, each with unique techniques and goals. Imagine this as a guide through major avenues for healing and recovery. We'll explore psychotherapy and biological treatments. Psychotherapy focuses on thoughts and behaviors. Biological treatments on brain chemistry. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach. Effective plans are tailored to individual needs and goals. Psychotherapy, unraveling the knots of the mind. Psychotherapy, or talk therapy, is a cornerstone of mental health treatment. It's a safe space to explore thoughts, feelings, and behaviors with a trained professional. This collaborative journey fosters self-discovery and healing. Different approaches like CBT, psychodynamic and humanistic therapy, offer unique techniques. CBT focuses on changing negative thought patterns. Psychodynamic therapy delves into unconscious processes. Humanistic therapy emphasizes empathy and self-actualization. Restoring balance to the brain's chemistry. Biological treatments aim to restore balance to the brain's chemistry. These often involve medications like antidepressants, anti-anxiety medications, and mood stabilizers. They target specific neurotransmitters or brain pathways. Imagine a seesaw that has become unbalanced. Medications act as counterweights, restoring equilibrium. They can be effective in managing symptoms, but they work best with therapy and lifestyle changes. Brain stimulation therapies like ECT and TMS may be used for severe cases. Work closely with a medical professional to ensure safe and effective treatment. Integrating mind, body, and social support. True healing involves addressing the whole person, recognizing the interconnectedness of our minds, bodies, and social connections. A holistic approach goes beyond symptoms, focusing on resilience, social support, and overall wellness. Imagine a garden where we nourish the soil and create a supportive environment for growth. This is the essence of a holistic approach, recognizing the complex interplay of factors. Section 1. The Enduring Journey. Reflections on our exploration. As we reach the summit of our 25-minute expedition into the world of abnormal psychology, take a moment to reflect on the ground we've covered. We began by grappling with the very definition of abnormality, acknowledging its elusive nature and the cultural lens through which we view mental health. Our historical journey unveiled both the compassion and cruelty that have marked humanity's attempts to understand and treat mental illness throughout the ages. From ancient rituals to the birth of modern medicine, we've witnessed a gradual shift from supernatural explanations to more scientific and humane approaches. We then delved into the diverse landscape of mental disorders themselves, exploring the emotional, cognitive, and behavioral patterns that characterize anxiety disorders, mood disorders, personality disorders, psychotic disorders, eating disorders, and beyond. Remember, behind every diagnosis is a human being, a unique individual navigating their own journey with its own set of challenges and triumphs. Finally, we unraveled the intricate threads that contribute to abnormal behavior, recognizing the complex interplay of biological vulnerabilities, psychological experiences, and sociocultural influences. Section 2. The power of seeking help, breaking down stigma and embracing support. Perhaps the most important takeaway from our journey is the power of seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling with a mental health challenge, please remember that you are not alone. Reaching out for support is not a sign of weakness, but a courageous step towards healing and well-being. Sadly, stigma surrounding mental illness persists, preventing many individuals from seeking the help they deserve. We must challenge these harmful stereotypes and create a culture where mental health is treated with the same importance as physical health. Open and honest conversations about mental health are crucial. By sharing our stories, we chip away at the shame and isolation that often accompany mental illness. Remember, seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. It's a testament to our resilience and our desire to live full and meaningful lives. Whether it's reaching out to a trusted friend or family member, seeking guidance from a mental health professional, or joining a support group, there are countless avenues for support and healing. Section 3. The Unfolding Story, the Future of Abnormal Psychology. The field of abnormal psychology is not static. It's a dynamic and evolving field, constantly seeking deeper understanding and more effective treatments. Researchers continue to make groundbreaking discoveries about the brain, genetics, and the complex interplay of factors that contribute to mental illness. New therapies are being developed, offering hope and healing to individuals who previously had limited options. Technology is also playing an increasingly important role in mental health care, from teletherapy, which makes therapy more accessible to those in remote areas, to smartphone apps that provide tools for managing anxiety, depression, and other conditions. As we look to the future, it's crucial that we continue to prioritize research, funding, and access to quality mental health care for all. By investing in these areas, we invest in the well-being of individuals, families, and communities worldwide.